Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome. I guess we'll say happy Saturday to you guys. It is happy October 1st. Can you believe we're in the first day of October? I can't believe this. Anyway, today is October 1st. And before we get to our master topic, if you're new to IFYL, you'll see a QR code at the top right hand corner of the screen. Just take your phone, point to that QR code, scan that QR code. It'll bounce you over to my link tree. If you have any problems getting there, just go to Believe, Believe, me, achieve, ACHIEVE.com. All right. I know that you definitely want to know what we're talking about tonight. We'll share that with you in just a moment. We have a great new master topic that we start today, and we'll roll all the way through to Friday. If you're coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for supporting me and for soaking up all this great knowledge and passing it on to your friends and colleagues. It means the world to me. So hopefully some of the new people will become loyal, just like the people who've been with me for so long. And let's get into that master topic, shall we? Today's master topic is a really good one, and that is how to what? Well, it's always about how to something, right? You guys know that. But what do you think today's master topic is about today? If you had to guess, anybody want to guess? No? All right. So today's master topic is how to brainstorm. Whoa, John, what does brainstorm mean? Okay, so let's go ahead and take the meaning from a Merriam-Webster and their great online dictionary. So we'll quote them. Brainstorm, brainstorming. So brainstorm is transitive and intransitive. So brainstorm itself is a noun. All right. So we think of brainstorm, a sudden bright idea. Okay. The act of brainstorming, a harebrained idea. So to understand that, what the heck does it mean brainstorming? Because that might be a little confusing. So it's a group problem-solving technique that involves the spontaneous contribution of ideas from all members of the group. But when we think about brainstorming, we don't think about a group. We think about ourselves and we think about the resources that we have to create a brainstorm. So there are lots of ways to brainstorm, but one of my favorite ways to brainstorm is to do what I call free association. The best way to do this is to take a piece of paper, all right, and just write down. You can basically take some words and just write them, all along the page, just leaving some room, and just write them down. And then once you've written those words down on the paper, you want to see the words that are different. The words that are different, you're going to put them in circles on another paper. And then you're going to just start to free associate. So another idea, draw a line, and just keep linking from there. So when we let our brain go into this rhythm of being free, something magical happens. You know what that is? That's a creativity. Think about this for a second. I think what we have to understand when we think about brainstorming is it means we as a group or as an individual have an idea, but the problem is we get tunnel visioned. All right, let's look at my friends Merriam-Webster for that. Okay, so what does tunnel, T-U-N-N-E, a tunnel vision mean? So tunnel vision is an important word. It's a noun. It's a constriction of the visual field, according to Merriam-Webster, resulting in the loss of peripheral vision, extreme narrowness on a viewpoint. So if I say that teacher was extremely tunnel visioned, unless it was something that had to do with a topic he was teaching, and I just didn't feel he was able to give other students in the class an opportunity to exercise their own freedom and their own unique creativity. That would be a perfect use of that sentence. All right, so tunnel vision. A lot of people get so frustrated in their lives. You know why they get frustrated? Because they fall into this tunnel, right? and they don't know how they get tunnel vision. I think it's because they got a deadline and they can't complete it in a manner that unfortunately is not working in the best way. So tunnel vision is a way that we as individuals block ourselves from other creativity. So we're going to talk this whole week about how to be creative, how to get into tunnel vision, and all kinds of stuff like this, and how you get out of tunnel vision. But I think an important piece of this is knowing what it means to keep that creative flow going. All right. And we'll have lots more workshops on creativity. But today, I just really want to talk about, in this week, I want to talk about how you as a person really stifle yourself from getting to your creativity. How? I'll tell you. It's simple. It's just that you believe something's supposed to be a certain way, right? And when it doesn't happen that way, you know what happens? You get all frustrated. And you're like, oh, I can't do this. I'm not good at this. It's not that you're no good at it. It's that you expect to be an expert at it overnight. And you also don't realize that there is potential in everything. There's potential in failure too, by the way, right? There's potential when you have a mistake and you learn from that mistake, as long as you do learn from it. So knowing what it is to be in a non-tunnel vision state, I think is very key to staying successful in life. All right. So you might be saying to me, John, how do I do brainstorm myself? So there are a lot of ways you can brainstorm. Okay. You can brainstorm with groups of people in a room, but let's talk about how do I brainstorm with just myself? How? So when you brainstorm solo, you want to do something different. Maybe pick up a book. Write, maybe walk. Save something that inspires you. Look at a magazine. Look to your peers. Draw a map. Stop thinking and just express. A lot of times artists don't want to ever paint, or writers don't want to ever put something on paper. You know why? Because they feel it's not their best. But a wise person once said, every journey has to start with the first step. Did you know that? Every journey begins with a single step, right? And you know who said that? Lao Tzu, a Chinese philosopher. He wasn't wrong. You won't get anywhere unless you start the journey. But if you never take the first step, you're never going anywhere. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And it's a Chinese proverb. Did you know that? It is a Chinese proverb. Because we can't get anywhere until we first start. If we don't start, well, we're never going to change where we are. So what you're telling me is that I have to start, and if I fail, it's okay? Yes, because if you fail, remember, you haven't quit. And you haven't failed really until you've quit. Now, you might have not figured out how to do it right. You might have not figured out how to become completely successful. It's okay. As long as you have learned and you're able to adapt, that's what matters. See, that's the key. When a lot of people get into these rooms and they want to brainstorm, these big companies have these great big cork boards and big boards with dry erase and sometimes touch boards and stuff. And the reason they have this is so people can start being creative, think outside the box. Now they have technology where you can put things down and you can move them in space, not everywhere, but they're expensive systems. But it gets people a way to take what's in here and bring it out here, because the more senses we can involve with our body, the more it's going to become fun and playful. The more fun and playful we're going to become, the more creative we're going to be. The more creative we're going to be, the more successful we're going to be. You see, when we think of an idea, that idea is not fully ready to be shared. Has to be nurtured a little bit, but it's not ready to be disseminated out to the world yet. Because we have to do some research on it. We have to figure out, is this the right thing? Is it packaged right? Did we come up with the right idea? Or is this just something because we're just brainstorming? Brainstorming is a non-threatening way that you just free associate ideas. And sometimes you'll get an idea when you're doing something. You're like, oh, I could do it this way. And like, oh, I never thought of that. And this could lead to that. And when you start having these open-minded connections, it's like, wow, right? It just changes your life. But I think what a lot of people unfortunately have discovered as they've gotten older is that they can't play anymore. I did a video a couple years ago, which was play as if you were a kid. Now, kids love to play, right? They love bubbles. I remember love to make all kinds of bubbles, and definitely check that out at believemeachieve.com. And you can watch that video under my science channel, Envision Networking. When we play like we were a kid, we have fun. We have creativity that just gets expressed. As we got older, as we got into different types of educational vehicles and schools and programs, some of that actually was supposed to help us grow, but it actually wound up televisioning us. Our parents do this to us, our friends do this, to others, relatives, and they don't mean it in a bad way because they want what's best for us. I get all that. But what they're not realizing is that they are starting to put limiters on the potential that we have. Now, why does it happen? It happens because we're human, right? And so if we play like we were when we were 2 or 3 years old or 5 years old, right? Everything was great. Everything was easy. You got everything you wanted and you manifested a life that was really amazing. You're like, oh, gee, I wish I could go back and, be a kid the rest of my life. You can, all right? And you can still play like you were when you were a kid. If you do that, okay, you'll always be a kid at heart. But when you're a kid at heart, you start to come up with ideas that adults don't come up with. Now, it's not that adults aren't smart. It's that they go into this condition of tunnel visioning or limiting beliefs. And see, the more limiting beliefs you put around yourself, the more you're like, oh, I can't do this. And then you start to realize, oh, it's not feasible. You see, your job is not to worry about how to get it done. Your job is to worry about what you want. Put it out to the universe and let the universe bring something back to you in a package. And be open to that, right? Be open to that. Now, this might sound a little foreign, and it's going to be a little hard at first, but this week we're going to work on exercises starting tomorrow with how you can actually start to brainstorm more and more. And when you start to trust in your activities, guess what happens? You become this person that is limitless, a person that sees no bounds. See, that's what entrepreneurial thinking, that's what serial entrepreneur thinking is. It's about looking at where your limits are and blowing them out of the water. Because when you do that, things get fun. So when you play with bubbles, right, you have so much fun. And I use the analogy when I did the video that, if you play like you were when you were a kid, and if you use the bubbles and you put emotion into that and you really play, you really have a nice big bubble and you can get a lot of bubbles out of that stick. If you just kind of just do this with it, you kind of get one little bubble or two and it's like horrible. So when we put the energy, when we put the emotion, okay, into things we do, it's going to manifest. When we have the ability to be creative, let me ask you a question. You ever gone to a party? Maybe you've gone roller skating, maybe you went dancing, whatever it was, right? When you went to that party, maybe you went ice skating. When you went to that party, the party might have been a little dull at first, but maybe they started playing music. You went roller skating, and suddenly you got onto the roller rink, and it was like this whole new world opened up for you. When you were on the side and didn't want to get into the mix, it was like you were afraid to take the risk. What were you afraid of? Falling? Yeah, maybe. But, we're going to fall in life. Unfortunately, that's going to happen. And so when we fall, we just got to get back up and we have to learn from our falls, right? But when we can learn how to be creative with what we have today, more things will show up in our life, not only that we can be grateful for again, but that we can become even more creative with. The thing is, don't make it that your life has to come up with the idea tomorrow. See, that's what causes problems. When you say, hey, I'm open to this idea, universe, when you're ready to show it to me, I'm here. Just show it to me. And you're just going to see it unfold before your eyes. And it might be a completely different way than you expected it to unfold. That's the truth. I have a lot to share with you on this week. So I hope you're starting to enjoy this. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this wonderful, fantastic October 1st, Saturday evening with our first episode of How to Brainstorm. And today we talked about the importance of it. And we talked a little bit about how you can do some free association. We'll give you some more techniques on how to do that and other things during the week. But if you start to get playful with your brainstorming, your mind's going to be like, hey, I could play like I was a kid. And you'll start creating the things that you did when you were a kid. Because you remember how creative you were when you were a kid, right? You were so creative. Like whether it was trying to get out of something, whether a crib, you were so imaginative and creative in this ingenuitive mind. Then as you got older, it's like, well, where'd this mind go? It didn't go anywhere. It's just limiting beliefs got put in place. And that caused you to now think that you can't do it anymore. But the catch is you can. It's just you were made to believe that you can't, but you really can. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Definitely like, love, and support my channel. Comment below. Have you brainstormed before? If you have, tag me below. Comment. Let me know what brainstorming was like for you. Or if you've never done brainstorming, let me know that too. Maybe you've done it in a group. Comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice to click on that PayPal link and buy my T&I savory slice of watermelon, a refreshing vanilla cone, or a nice icy cold drink. Either way, we'll all be very grateful. Those pennies and dollars will invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower and fuel your life to make the changes that you've been wanting to for your life. But you've got to want to change. I have all this great content and all these great techniques. They're not just going to get into your head by osmosis. You're going to have to take some action, practice them, and yes, maybe fail with them, but keep practicing them. And I promise you, friends, you will become a creative person that people are going to be like, where'd this person come from? You were there the whole time. It's just now you're starting to believe in yourself. Just like my hat says, believe and achieve, or believemeachieve.com. When you believe, that's when the magic starts, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone.